Hi, good evening, Quynh Ang. Welcome to our class, LMS BAP AK6B. Again, for this evening, I'll be your teacher, Miss Cha of Alaska English. All right. Okay, before we proceed to the lesson, can I ask, how are you tonight?
Tonight I'm good. I'm very good. And how about you?
I'm a little bit stressed. Okay. Again,
Mm.
because of the weather. Because if it's raining too hard, the internet is also getting terrible. So I'm a little bit stressed because my job relies on the internet. Anyway, I'm glad that I'm connected again. All right. How about if you give me an update? Are you still updated? What is today's date? What is today's date?
Let's meet.
What is today's date?
Ah, um, 15,
It's July.
July 15th,
It's July 15th. All right, good. 20. How about the year though?
2023.
2023. Remember that we only read the date or the day in ordinal number, okay? But referring to the year, all right, referring into the year, we read them in their cardinal number. Teacher, what do you mean by cardinal? The counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So, Quynh, can you explain to teacher what is the rule in reading the dates? I mean, reading the year. What is the rule? How to read
Um,
the
first,
year?
first, you should um, um, uh, you read
You
month,
divide them.
month,
Okay,
month.
month,
Second, read the date,
the day,
and third, read the year.
the year. All right. Actually, there are two ways. Are you aware of that? When we read the date, actually, there are two ways, Quynh. The thing that you did a while ago, this is American way. Month, day, and year, American. The British way, Quynh Anh, it's the same with Vietnamese way. All right. The British way goes like this. British is month, I mean the date or the
Date,
day, month,
oh, month,
and year. The same with
ah,
Vietnamese, right? So if you're going to say the day today, um, it's you could say, all right, the date today is the 15th of July, 2023, right?
ah, mm,
15th of July, 2023. That is British way. The thing that you have right here, this is American way. Because Americans, they read the date as month, year, and month, day, and year. Okay?
month, year.
So with
Okay.
this one, when someone asks you, so meaning to Quynh Anh, when someone asks you this one, for example, all right. When someone asks you, for example, this is the question, Quynh Anh, how do you read the date?
Mm,
So,
yeah,
mm,
today,
Quynh Anh,
today,
the first
mm,
thing that you need to answer, thank
is,
you for your question. Can you tell me what kind of date are we referring into? Are we referring to American way or the British way? Because remember, the pattern are not the same. If you read this in American way, it's December 5th, 2021. But if you read it in British way, it's the 12th of May, right? They are not the same. So the first question is, what kind of date are we using? American or British? Okay,
American
American. Can you read it in American way?
is It's May 12.
American. American.
Is May
You say American. In American, it starts with a month.
month
So meaning this is the
tháng 5 rồi mới còn tí
Decem
May.
December, right? Month. December.
December. December. Five,
Fifth ordinal number.
fifth,
Fifth
fifth,
divided
fifth,
in divided
twenty,
into 4.
2021.
Try to read it in British way.
Đây chưa? Should, today is the 12th of May 2021.
They're not the same, right? So that's why when someone asks you the date, what kind of date are we referring into? American way or the British way? Because they are not the same. So maybe you're wondering, so teacher, what should I do? How can I how can I avoid confusion? You can avoid confusion by writing the month in words. Okay? Again, if you want to avoid confusion, you could just simply write the month.
Very different.
Yes, right? That's why you need to be very careful. Write the month in words if you are writing in this one. Write the month in words. For example, you could say John. You can write them in their short form. John stands for January. For example, John.
January.
So John 6th, right? 2021. All right. Or you could say, for example, in some cases, all right. So in this case, you will avoid the confusion because they come up with the same. So actually with this one, it only applies in speaking practices, but I think commonly you'll get it. What kind of date are we referring into? Miss Cha, what do you mean? They are not the same. You can guess it. Why? For example, you see this one. All right. Quynh, how many months do we have? We only got 12. So technically this is a day, right? You can get it, right? Because the number of days is 31, the number of months is just 12. Meaning in this one, we are using the British one. It's the 31st of December, year
December.
2000, right? We can say we don't have month in 31, right? So technically, you can somehow get it sometimes. All right, you get it?
Yes, I
All
get it.
right. I'll give you this one. This is a very interesting activity. I will send that to you for later. Anyway, I give you that one because the one that we've got is very simple. All right. So with this one, I want you to have a simple speaking practice. All right, we are just going to cover some of the information because this is an information from my previous student. All right. Do you have an English name, Quynh?
Quynh.
No.
English name? No.
No. All right. My name. All
I
right.
don't like English name.
Okay. It's all right. I understand. I respect that one. Okay. Okay. So, how about you introduce yourself, though? Please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Quynh. I'm 12 years old. I'm a Vietnamese student. My birthday is on 30,
30th? 30th or 31st?
no. My birthday is on um September
Mm.
September 3rd. 2011.
What is the day?
30.
30th. 30th. All right. Oh, why it's in
30th
is on 30th. This one?
of September.
Year 20 did you say 2011?
Year, yes,
All right.
20.
Okay. Quynh, whenever you are using the preposition on, it is followed by an ordinal number. If you want to follow it by the month, you should use in September.
In September.
But
Oh.
since we are using the ordinal number first, we are using the preposition on 30th of. Okay?
Mm.
All right. Can we give it a try one more time from the beginning? Sorry, Quynh, from the start. Please start
Good
again.
evening, everyone. My name is Quynh. I'm 12 years old. I am a Vietnamese student. My birthday is on 30th of September 2011. There are 5 members in my family. It consists of my parents, my older brother, my younger brother, and me. Tina, I will
Quynh,
say,
Quynh,
hmm?
don't be in a hurry. It's okay. You try to make a pause. Remember the 1 and 2 second pause? No need to hurry. You're introducing yourself. There are 5 members in my family. It consists of my parents, my older brother, my younger brother, and me. No need to be in a hurry. Okay, one more time. No need to rush.
Slow, read slow.
Not slowly, but in a proper pace, because when you're speaking English, the purpose is for you to be understood. How about, for example, I'm not good in English and you are speaking fast? I will be like, what is she saying? She's speaking too fast,
Mm,
right? Okay, so we need to speak
mm.
in a proper rhythm. Okay, one more time.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Quynh. I'm 12 years old. I'm a Vietnamese student. My birthday is on 30
30th.
of
Yeah, 30th.
30th of September 2011. There are 5 members in my family. It consists of my parents, my older brother, my younger brother, and me. Tonight, I will say a few new words I have learned about en- engineering,
Engineering.
engineering project.
All right, see, it's better, unlike with the other one. Okay, I can understand what you're saying. Moving into here, since you talk about this one, your engineering projects, I want you to talk about them by making use of was completed in. And then, of course, the technique that I've taught you when you're referring to the date, divide them in two parts, except from the year, except from what year, Quynh? Except
um,
from the years
2 digits,
2000 until 2000
2000 and 2000, 10.
and 10. We are reading them in full phrases. Talk about the photo.
First, the area
The,
canal
the
was
Erie, the Erie,
area canal was complete in
completed, completed.
completed in 1825.
Mm. Next.
Two, number two,
Okay.
the Siberian was completed in
The Trans-Siberian Railway.
the the Trans-Siberian Railway was completed in 1916. Number
3.
three, The Hoover Dam was completed in 1936.
Impressive. 4.
Number 4.
In Japan. This is from Japan.
Second tunnel.
The Seikan Tunnel. Impressive. Good. The Seikan Tunnel.
The second canal was completed in 1988. Number 5.
This is from Taiwan.
Number 5. The Taiping on building was completed in 2004.
Lastly,
And last, the Olivier Bridge was completed in 2008.
all right, okay, from Sao Paulo, Brazil, right? That one, number 6. Anyway, with this one, I do love that you are making introduction. That is right. I've heard that you start with first. First, the Erie Canal, so that's a good one. So when now you start with first, how about you continue making use of your, instead of saying number 2, you could start by saying second.
Second,
Okay, you could say third.
third,
You could say then.
then,
You could
and
say after that.
after that,
And you can end it
last,
up with finally.
finally.
All right.
Oh,
So take note
second.
whenever you are using finally or lastly, Quynh Anh, make sure that that is the last one. For example, we don't say lastly, the Trans-Siberian Railway, so that will be grammatically wrong. Take note, it should be the ending statement. Finally and lastly should always be the last. Okay? So
Okay.
you can use this one. First, the Erie Canal. Second, the Trans-Siberian Railway. Third, the Hoover Dam. Then, the Seikan Tunnel. After that, okay, so that you are making use of a sequence or process. Now, we were able to end it up in this topic. Now, how about with this one? I'll be making use of the question when. Take note, we are using the question word when, meaning we are asking for a certain time, a time frame. Teacher, it's not a time. Yeah, but this one right here, I'm referring into a time frame, referring into the year. We use the question word when for a certain time frame, not exactly 9 o'clock. No, no, that not that one. We are specifically focusing on a time frame, focusing on year. Sometimes in a moment. Teacher, what do you mean by moment? In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. All right, that is a moment, right? When do you study? I study in the afternoon. I study in the morning. That is a moment. Or you could also use the question word when if you are asking for a celebration, the famous one, when is your birthday? Right? When? Or you could also say, when is that holiday? It is answerable by a specific month and date, right? Or a date. So we make use of when in different uses. In this one, we are making use of a time frame. In here, if you still remember that the ed in the past tense has 3 sounds, right? We did this before. The sound of id, the sound of the sound of t, right? Remember in rule of id, any words that ends with t or
In the
d,
COD, yes.
it sounds with id. That's why in here we say constructed, id,
Contracted,
constructed,
contracted,
started,
started,
roy, because in
and
here it
finished.
ends with t and t. On the other one, if it's ending with the hissing sound, teacher, what is the hissing sound?
The
All right, shh, oh, shh,
finish,
right?
finish,
All right. This one, the sound of the ed should be t. Right? Good. That's why
Yes,
it will be finished. Finished. Okay.
finished.
Roy. So in here, I have here the time frame. Whenever you see this one, commonly this is some in here the one that we've got. Okay, we have here the date where it started or when it begins until until all right in here when it is finished. When
Finished.
all right, when did it finished? Okay, with that one, when did it finish? So with this one, also, Queen Ang, you can see this when someone died. For example, you could see that,
8 years.
yeah,
Oh,
right? For someone who died, for example, a
very
person
long
who
time.
born was born in 1926 and then he died in 1956 or 1957. I mean, for example, you can see this pattern if you are referring into
Oh,
someone who born and then he or she died in 1957,
yeah,
right?
long time.
That is for a person. But in here, we are referring to a certain engineering projects. The meaning is started and then finished. Okay? How can you make a sentence for me, Quing Ang? When was the Erie Canal constructed?
When was the
Mm,
area canal constructed? It was started in 1817 and it was finished in 1825.
impressive. How about in the next one? How can you make a question for number two? When
Number
was
uh, when was the Trans-Siberian Railway
con,
constructed? It was
there's an S, constructed.
constructed.
Good.
It was started in
Started. It was started
it was started in 1861
in
and 1861
9 18 9
1891
and
and it was finished in 1916.
19 ending sound 1916. All
Mm.
right. Good. How about the next one? Next picture, please. Let's talk about the Hoover Dam. Make a question.
When was the Hoover Dam constructed? Con-
Constructed.
constructed.
Mm,
It was started in 1931 and it was finished in 1936.
okay, doing great. Okay, how about this one? How can you make a question?
When was the second tunnel constructed? It was started in 1971 and it was finished in 1988.
All right, good. You're doing great. How about this one?
When was the Taipei
Taipei.
101
Taipei.
Taipei 101 building constructed? It was started in 19, 1999
All right, okay. And
and it was finished in 2004.
all right, last one. Oliveira. Okay, Oliveira.
When was the Oliveira Bridge constructed? It was started in 2003 and it was finished in 2008 and 8.
2008. All right, okay, that's a good one. That's it. So with this one, impressive. So we were able to make use of the question pattern. So for next meeting, I'll be asking you with this one, but next meeting, there's no more code. I won't put this next meeting. Automatically, you should make your own sentence already, okay? And then,
Okay.
all right, for yours, for your homework as well, we are going to talk about the next lesson. The next lesson that we're going to have is a reading activity, wherein we're going to read. What is the title? Please read the title for me.
An afternoon at the opera.
All right, so we are going to talk about an afternoon at the opera. So, with here, we are going to talk about this and, of course, activity and some speaking practices for next meeting. All right. So, sadly, the more I want to extend my time, all right. So, sadly, it's time for me to say goodbye. Quynh Ain, thank you for joining our class for this evening. Tambiet, and see you next meeting. Goodbye, Quynh Ain. Have a good night.
Okay, thank you, teacher. Goodbye, teacher. Have a good night. Okay, goodbye.